Joe Haden has tweeted out, and he comes in as the fourth. Happy face for
That's
Joe
my
Haden.
boy.
He's the fourth-ranked cornerback on the list. He says 23 at 23 on the top 100. That is kind of apropos, right?
That's solid.
Nice symmetry. The grind never stops. As far as the reaction on Twitter, and I told you already, there's been a lot. There are people saying that he is overrated, like Michael Farmer does here. Then we have, okay, that's Earl Thomas. Then we've got Max Chadwick, who says that he should not be 23. He had a mediocre year last year. We've got legendary Dan, who is a big fan of himself. Joe Haden is a little too high. He's my favorite corner that's not a Packer, but he got exploited this year multiple times. So what do we think of all of this?
If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
Let me just say this. For a guy who travels and lines up against your #1 receiver for 16 weeks, you're going to get beat sometimes. Period. Hands down. It's just like basketball. Either you play man-to-man and you get shook occasionally, or you play zone and you don't get shook. That's the same thing with the corner. Now, he is a shutdown corner. But when you're going against the likes of a Calvin Johnson, A.J. Green, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, occasionally, you're going to give up a play. But I've seen this guy, on the opposing sideline and going up against him and having a game plan and having to assess myself, is he legit? Yes, he is. And then for a brief stint, I was out there playing for the Browns, and I saw the way he works. He works just as hard as the talent he was blessed with. So this is a good spot for him. And I guarantee he's going to take this with motivation and try to get himself in the top 20 next year.
Looking at the list, and let's talk about a cornerback. And why should he be ranked this high is because he's capable of doing everything that the position has. You know, Lindsay, you've been doing this enough with me now. That's what I'm looking at. What could I possibly ask this player to do that he can't do? He's capable of doing everything that whether you want him to play off zone, off man, you want him to press man, you want him to play the left side of the field, right side, in the slots. He's capable of doing all of it. Every player is not capable of doing that and doing it at such a high level when you're going against the best receiver week in and week out. You're going to give up some plays, but he puts more outs, and he sprinkles out and puts out more little brush fires out there than most.
I think
Maurice, can I ask you a specific
best.
question?
Well, go ahead.
So he's the fourth-rated cornerback. There's still Patrick Peterson out there. There's Darrelle Revis. There's Richard Sherman.
I'd have him higher than Peterson.
Okay.
I'd have him higher than Peterson because Peterson didn't travel as much last year. He had Antonio Cromartie who kind of worked the sides. When you think of the Browns' defense, you really don't think of anybody else but Joe Haden. That's really it. I mean, the pass rush was kind of iffy last year. I know they sound Kruger. He got in there a little bit. We played him in Oakland. Kruger got to us. But for the most part, Haden was on an island playing man-to-man, and the safety was on the other side helping out on the other corner. So when you talk about an island, he was by himself.
Yeah.
And he's out there weekend. I guess for a running back, it's different because we're usually one-on-one with linebackers. We're more athletic. When you're doing everything a receiver at Calvin Johnson's doing backwards.
You don't have to convince me, man.
No, you're right. Let me look this way.
I did it. I get you.
Talk to me.
So, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know what else you want from this man. I'm over here like.
Most people can't appreciate that. When I'm a receiver and I line up and I see this guy playing me man-to-man, and then he steps up and gets into press coverage, first thing I do is figure out where the safety is. Safety's way over there. Me as a receiver, I'm about to torch this guy 9 times out of 10. Joe Haden's good enough to know I'm going to stop this guy 9 times out of 10. Don't complain about that 10th time. He's going to stop the receivers majority of the time.
Joe.
Okay. Maurice has his happy face. Go ahead and get your other face ready to go for this next segment.
Okay,
because who are you unhappy about on this list?
I'm not going to say anything, but we're going to
get that face ready.
You don't know where I'm going?
He's getting
Justin Houston.
I know where you're going.
Okay.
Justin Houston.
Okay,
yeah.
Justin Houston, and you're going to tell us why you're
And then you
unhappy
made the face
about
with your
Justin
face as
Houston's
well.
placement.
Okay.
27th on the
Appreciate
top
that.
100 players of 2015. MJD don't like it.